All right. Hey, welcome back. I wanted to just take a moment to tell you all about what's been going on. So, I just had a meeting with a lovely couple, Danny and Andre, who run Neems Jeans. It's a D2C custom made jean brand. And we did their messaging, and I actually went way over on the call too, and I felt bad because I was like so in flow of this call, and we were doing it live, and then they're like, hey, we actually have to hop, and I was like, oh my gosh. I looked and we were like an hour overtime, but we all had a great time, and we're going to continue the call. But what you're about to watch is that call. We go deep into the messaging so that we can ultimately build out an organic content series to really fuel their brand as they continue to grow their store. They're having great momentum, great success. They've been around for about 4 to 5 years, and now they're ready to step out of the operations side and really get back into marketing. And in this episode, we're going to go through building out their messaging strategy and really focusing on being unaware and focusing on what does unaware messaging do for a brand. Because as we looked at it when we just started the episode, we realized they don't have a lot of unaware or problem aware or solution aware content, but a lot of it was what I see in most brands. It's very product aware focused. Product is synonymous with brand, so the same thing as your brand. A lot of people start there and they tell the founder story, they tell what is special about it, but we don't take time to really dive into it. And I'm loving doing this Breaking a Million live series because it's really cool to be able to show you all, hey, we may end up with a spreadsheet with, call it 500 words, but to get to that spreadsheet, it's 2 hours of us going back and forth, me clarifying, them asking questions, us saying, that doesn't really make sense. There's a better way we can say it. And it was just a nice flow we were into, hence me going way over on the meeting. But it was a great time. I can't wait for you all to check it out. Also, if you want to have your brand looked at like this, I am actually doing a free community called the Breaking a Million Collective. It's the world's first group dedicated to helping 100 Shopify store owners break their first million on Shopify. And in that group, it's a free community. You can just apply down below. You can actually get your brand looked at just like I did here with Danny and Andre for their brand, neemsjeans.com. Also, their jeans are amazing. Their process is amazing. The idea is amazing. And as you see, as we go through the messaging here in a second, it's really a product that's needed in the market. And that's what I found is in this messaging workshop, which this is the part of the 6 step like process I usually look at brands with, where I look at this as the first step of really improving your funnel, because the funnel ultimately is all hinged on this narrative that we tell in the messaging that leads to our organic content flywheel, which I call like the outlier organic content strategy, where we say, okay, which ones are outliers? Then we take those and we put them in paid. And then we take that page, run into a pre-sale page, run into a product page, and ultimately a checkout page. But this is all part of level 3 of growing your Shopify store past $1 million, because at this level you're ready to go. You have your unit economics figured out, which they did. I won't go into detail, but they have a really nice thing going with their unit economics. They have the right mindset, and now they're actually ready to get into the funnel side of things. So hope you enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed making it with them, and I hope to see you in the free group down below. I just opened up spots in there, and it's free to join. I check every application because I want it to feel like a coffee shop vibe with a bunch of cool people who you'd actually want to hang out with and go over to their table and say, hey, what are you guys working on? And if you join the group and you're just not active and you know that you're not going to be active, that's fine. Just, there's lots of other groups you can go to, but ours, we truly, I'm going to be checking on it. If you're not active in 30 days, you will be asked, like, hey, let's go ahead and engage. And if not, then we'll remove you, because we want it to be a community of people where you don't have to go at this alone, and you can build your Shopify store with the support of other people. You can make sure that you're not falling for a lot of the same traps that I see people fall into, which is thinking there's some special ad they need to do, thinking that there's some software that they can get. Or the third one is like not wanting to bother anybody. You're like, hey, I don't have enough to hire an agency. I can't work with anybody like a really big consultant yet, and I don't feel like there's a place for me. Like, come, if you'll join us, we'd love to have you, as long as you're somebody who is helpful, loves sharing what you're learning, what you're working on, and wants to do it alongside other cool people, well, I'll see you in the Breaking a Million Collective. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. I'm talking and I'm rambling way too much now, but I can't wait to see you all in this one. So today on Breaking a Million Live, I have Andre and Danny, two amazing people who run a brand called Neems Jeans. Do you both just want to kind of give like background and context for like what is Neems so people can have a concept of what it is, and then we're going to be hopping in today to create the messaging strategy, and then we'll talk on this call about like what we want to use that for first. So I'll show how we do that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sweet.
Well, nice to see you again, Joe. As Joe said, my name's Andre. I'm the co-founder of Neems here, along with my wife and co-founder Danny. And we started the business 5 years ago now, believe it or not, really to solve one simple issue, and that's that shopping for clothing sucks. It sucks for everyone. It sucks across the board. It's a painful experience if you've ever gone shopping for clothing. And so we wanted to change that. We think clothing should fit you, not the other way around. And so we started Neems 5 years ago to make custom-made denim jeans, 100% to your body and your measurements, so that you can go ahead and order online and receive a pair of jeans that were literally one for one made for you and feel really great in them, instead of having to go through the traditional painful process of going into fitting rooms and leaving empty-handed, or ordering 5 packages and returning them all, and boxes and that really annoying and painful stuff. So that's what we do, and we're super excited to be touching a lot of lives.
Yeah, I'll chime in as well. I'm excited to just learn a bit more about the messaging strategy, marketing strategy, just because our business is so operationally heavy. It's very difficult to get out of that and really focus on the things that actually matter to grow the business, like messaging, like ads, like creatives, all of those things. So we're getting to the point now where we know that we need to let go of operations and really focus our time on the things that matter. So
Awesome. Yeah, and I my gut feel, like when I do these with brands, and even for my own brand, I've started to see over the years, like I have a gut feel for like, this is the right thing we should focus it on. What I feel like we should focus messaging on is creating, and Andre, you and I kind of touched on this a little bit, is like creating we'll work on the narrative so it's clear, and then we'll figure out what would be like a good organic series that's repeatable, that you all can do organically, so that we can test that and then go into paid. And I'm doing it with my own brand as well. Mine, I'm able to leverage a little bit of AI because it's like a travel subscription box. So we're doing like AI voiceover with like, here's what like different places, like say Switzerland, books on like quotes from books on Switzerland, and like little Easter eggs and things. And I feel like that's like our person. But I was thinking about it on my way here today, because I was out doing some stuff with the family this morning, and I was thinking it would be cool to do a series around like an organic series, more around what your jeans inner thoughts of like getting jeans, and like what you're thinking as you're grabbing different jeans. And it's like there's like infinite amount of jeans, and everybody has a pair, and just like being able to like voice over that content. But that's hard to do if you don't know, if we don't have a clear like narrative we want to tell, that's beyond product aware. And so we'll hop into the strategy doc that we use. Let me see this. So and if you're not aware, basically there's a messaging or a marketing person, his name was Eugene Schwartz, came up with the levels of awareness. So have you heard of that before, Andre? You're nodding your head.
Yeah, we absolutely have. And we've heard a lot more about it recently as well. And we were talking about it a little bit on the call a few days ago, Joe. And I think that's exactly right. Taking people, really expanding up that funnel into people that are completely unaware, right? Unaware of even the problem that is shopping for clothing the normal way, and telling a really compelling story is something we're excited to do.
Awesome. Yeah. And I used to do like a messaging workshop with a story brand a lot, and I would show examples, but I actually like not showing examples now, because then it kind of skews in our minds like what we think ours should be. And so really the levels of awareness, like unaware is they have no idea that there's even this problem. Like even as you were talking about shopping sucks, like that's not really something I have thought about in the last year. But when you do say it, I'm like, yeah, I guess it does. I would say that's probably more even like the problem, but unaware is like a level up of like,
Yeah.
and what we'll do today is for the whole brand. And so we won't distinguish yet between men and women. I
Yep.
think there's a narrative for the whole brand. And then I think there's a narrative for men and a narrative for women. And I think ultimately what we end up doing is an organic series on those. That is something that you enjoy doing and can repeat. Like organically for content for myself, for like marketing stuff, I do like, this glass of water reminds me of your AOV. Let me explain. And like, I just love doing that because it's almost like a freestyle of marketing, like background and stuff, and it pulls people in, and it's evergreen and it's infinite. And I think there's something like that for Neems. And ultimately, with my background in paid, like I just know, and you all know too, with the paid side, like it's all about content now, and having that's how you bring down those costs per outbound clicks overall. That's how people get more educated. We need them to actually watch the content, especially for Neems, because making custom jeans. So I'll kind of go into this, is my understanding now, and tell me if I'm explaining this wrong, but people basically can come to the website, they can get a pair of custom jeans made, and those are one-of-a-kind jeans made to fit them based on their measurements. So they pick the color, they pick the fabric, the rise, the length, and then there's an app that you have once they add to cart, and the app will then basically you take different photos of yourself. I don't know if the app's changed over time, because the one I used before was different. And let me go into the women's side first to get a better view. So you kind of pick between jeans and shorts, and then you can go through and pick the different styles and the fabric and ankle. And then when you hit, I understand, add to cart, and then you take your measurements, and then the jeans are made and they ship in 2 to 3 weeks. Is that the process?
Yeah, exactly. You shop first, and we actually have a quiz as well. I think you showed the more direct way of getting into it, which is certainly one way. There's a button top left where there's a quiz that sort of guides you step by step.
Nice.
And you land on the same place, your built jeans, but this one sort of holds your hand a little bit more to understand what you struggle with when you shop for clothing, what are the areas of problems, and it's a little bit more of a visual guide. But you're right, you build your jeans, you get to shop them, purchase them. Then after you've placed your order, you get easy to follow instructions to use the phone scanning app that we have partnered with to get your measurements, and then from there our team will design and manufacture your jeans.
Nice. That's great. With the results here, if you don't mind sharing on this, is like, what is the biggest thing people say? Can I guess real quick? They are tight when I sit down and too tight in the thighs. Tight in the thighs is probably one, and then tight when I sit down too.
One is actually jeans gap at the waist. I would say that's the biggest one, and I think actually two might be jeans.
What is that? I'm not a yeah.
So waist gapping is when it's for mainly people who have bigger hips than waist. People that have compared to their hips, they'll gap in the back. I know that was my primary problem. That drove me absolutely crazy when we were starting Neems. And that's pretty consistent. We see a lot of people struggle with that. I'll say another one that we see a lot is jeans are always too short. We have some really, really good ads right now, specifically targeted towards tall women. And, tall women can never find jeans that are actually long enough. So we get so many tall women shopping with us. That's a big one right now. Probably more than jeans are always too long, actually, because, of course, you can't add length to a jean, but you can tailor a jean. So there's a lot of people out there that can't find jeans that are long enough. So
wow. Okay. So these two are really the big ones.
And you have to remember, we're like 85 to 90% women, even though we do offer both women and men, 85 to 90% women. And then, yes, the waist gap or the very tall women that can't find jeans long enough are for sure our top two personas.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, the flow of how this will go is we'll just have a conversation, and then I'll start to fill it in. And how I've seen it go when I've done this with brands so far is like, and even when I've done it with myself, it's like we'll do like a version 1, but we won't even know it's version 1. Then we'll go, it could be better. Then we tweak one thing, and then that changes something else, and changes something else, and eventually we go, how do we never think of this? It's like unaware makes so much sense why that's the problem. So
Right.
I'm curious, as we're starting, what is like, how do you message the jeans now? Like in content, and like, I guess when you talk to people, and I think you've done interviews as well on, like, I don't know if it's TV or podcast. Like, I feel like you all you've been telling the story. It's not like this is new and just an idea. Like, you've been out there doing it, and I want to be clear about that. And how do you tell the story now?
Yeah, I would say we have 2 types of content that we do. The first is well, I guess the first and foremost, which Danny does a lot, maybe she can elaborate after I outline like the 2, is a ton of founder content. So founder, behind the scenes, how your jeans are made, literally showing the factory working on your jeans, speaking about our personal issues and why we founded Neems. So a ton of like founder and behind the scenes content that Danny is really amazing at.
Yeah.
Second category of content is starting to speak directly to these personas. So for example, one of the ads that we're doing right now, it's a static ad, but that's done really well. We've achieved click-through rates of like 3.2%.
Nice.
With purchase intent, not with click intent.
Yeah.
Is literally a static of one of our PDP images, really beautiful image showing the jeans. And then the headline says 36 inch inseams aren't tall. And so it really speaks directly to women who are tall and who look at this and say, that's exactly what I've been saying my whole life. 36 inch seams aren't tall. I need 38. I need 40. I need 42. And speaking directly to them has done really well. So we're excited to figure out how to bring this into this like full unaware to most aware funnel.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's super helpful. I feel like as I'm even thinking about it, that's kind of like what you have already. And this is what I see most people do. And I even do this with the brand I have, is like, we all start here, and like we tell usually like these 2 stories, and it's because it's hard to like think beyond that. And I see even more people making content about this online now, where they're like talking about unaware more. And it's so hard to, I feel like before, what the perception of unaware was like brand, and you were just like doing stuff that looks really beautiful but doesn't connect. But I feel like more so with people making so much more content, like I think because of TikTok, unaware is more on like just around hitting, I guess, getting attention from people who are your people without ever talking about the thing. And my goal is always, how do we go all the way down this without not even mentioning Neems? Is like, if that was possible, that would be like the holy grail of it. And then only when they go like, I wish somebody would make this, then you go, oh, we have Neems. And I was working with a toothpaste brand at a holdco, and we were selling something called nano hydroxyapatite toothpaste. Have you heard of that before? No. It's like Boca and David's, if you've heard of those brands.
Yep.
So you've heard of those brands. It's like fluoride free, but selling nano hydroxyapatite toothpaste is so hard because like even our team couldn't say it. And then so we tried to brand it and say NHA plus, and we're just like, now it feels like you're putting chemicals in your mouth or something from the periodic table. So my unaware, and it took me like days to figure it out, but like eventually it's what clicked was, your oral health is connected to your whole body health. Then the problem is, but most toothpaste contains harmful ingredients found in candy, soap, and sunscreen. And and then I would say the solution is there's a new generation of toothpaste that does more than just clean. Product Aware would then go into mouthology, and then Most Aware is nanohydroxyapatite and xylitol. So like, that's how, just in an example, what we're going to kind of get to is what I think how the jeans are made. Probably there's so much that goes into like what makes us special. And really that's where how your jeans are made. This is where we like introduce Neems.
Yep.
So speaking of like directly to the problems, I feel like that's from step 2 of quiz. I love that you have the quiz, because I feel like these are all the problems here. Like, or most of these are the problems. Is that right to assume?
It's interesting. I almost think about symptoms different from the problems, and these are all symptoms. They gap
Okay.
in the waist, they're too long on you, they're baggy, etc. The problem, I think, is the fashion industry is just it's outdated. It's made to these body standards that are unrealistic or that cover a very slim part of the population. There's a lot of problems. That's the main one. The second one is, even
go a little deeper on that one. So is it fashion industry is outdated and it's not made for the everyday person?
It's not made for the everyday person. It's still made to these fit standards. They're called sample sizes, fit standards. They're the golden standard that they use in designing and sizing their clothing that covers such a slim margin of the population.
What percent would you say? Is it like the fit standard covers 5%?
I'd say 20 or less.
Okay.
20% or less.
I'd say 10.
10% or less? 10% or less.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, and I think similar to that is that sizing isn't consistent as well. That's a big problem that we hear. Like I'll be a size 5 in one brand and a size 7 in another brand, and it's so confusing, and I never know what to buy, and there's a lot of frustration around that as well.
That's a great series. Sizing jeans. I feel like that's something around that, like just raising awareness around that. Like ultimately I usually want series to be like a makeup of these three. Like the content is taking from my goal was taking someone from unaware to solution aware in 10 seconds on average for each video in Meta. And I'm happy to, we could have you pull up your screen. I can show you how to pull up like average view time on your videos. But I ultimately made it our goal where we were launching 20 net new concepts a week. And I was like, creative team, your only goal is, and it was me, an editor, and the media buyer. And I was like, our only goal is to get a click at $1.25 per outbound click and get average 10-second watch times, taking someone from unaware to solution aware. So the scripts and the content had to do that, because then product page and me and CRO team will handle, and the pre-sale pages will handle product aware, reiterate some of these things like more problem to solution, and then most aware with the offer. And that's really, I think, how you win is we get clear on what this is, and then we build scripts around that or build content around that, or ultimately a series around that where you test organically, find what works, what's an outlier, what has more than 50% watch time on average, pull those, and those become your ads. And then the copy kind of reflects more of like, hey, this is a product, but the content is just good content. So, so the problem here is that I love the stats of the fit standard covers less than 10% of the population, but I love too, like sizing isn't consistent amongst jeans. I feel like it's around like the way jeans fit.
Yeah.
There's this famous image that shows a bunch of jeans stacked up on top of each other, and it says these are all a size 12, and they all are clearly different sizes, but they're all a size 12. So from brand to brand, even within a brand, a 12 one year will change from a 12 to another year because there's no standard to anything. So when there's no standard, Neems makes your body the standard, right?
From brand to brand, and changes between every brand and year. Like that's really what happens. And the problem is no jean is designed to fit you. Like your jeans don't actually fit you. Is that the problem? Is it true to say like my jeans don't fit me? Like you can just know that automatically, right? Because they weren't made from Neems. Is that? I
mean, if we were able to see your jeans, maybe
these are big and they're Carhartt jeans, but like, you can't really tell well in this. But ultimately, is it safe to say that 99% of people, their jeans don't fit them? Like,
I would say 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit perfectly. I think that's, people like we said, some people aren't even aware that custom jeans are a thing, so they'll just settle, or they're tired of looking, or they'll just give up on jeans altogether. That's a big thing as well.
Yes. I feel like that's almost like these will be more for here. We can pull these as notes. So we'll leave this one alone for a second. The problem. So I think it's something around the way jeans fit, but the unaware is where we speak to people and go, oh, I didn't even think about that, but it is true. That's kind of like oral health is connected to your whole body health. That's like, oh yeah, it is. I never really think about it, but like we take all these supplements and vitamins, but then we just brush our teeth 700 times a year with like fluoride and all these other chemicals in toothpaste. But it's like raising people's awareness. And I think with this one, it could be this, but it doesn't have to be. I don't know if I'm settled on it yet, because I don't know if people would know what the fit standard is. Like if we can simplify that, I feel like that's really helpful, because as you both were explaining that, I started feeling smarter and like, oh, I know about the fashion industry now. And remind me again, Andre, your background is in fashion, and is Danny yours too?
No.
Okay. Neither of us.
Oh, Andre, I don't know why I thought yours was from the H&B stuff. I don't know why I was thinking that you were like.
Neither of us.
Oh,
not at all. Because he's fashion.
Oh, never mind. I remember now. You're like on the consulting side.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay. So, but when you were saying that, it was feeling like you knew like insider information about the fashion industry. And I feel like that is really good for unaware, but maybe it goes even higher to like the way that your jeans fit say a lot about you, or like I guess, is your product more to solve a comfort issue, or is it to solve a aesthetics issue? Like,
so I think it's aesthetic.
Is it
comfort? I think it's aesthetic over comfort.
Yeah. I mean, I'll speak for women. I think it's definitely an aesthetic thing. The number one thing we hear from women is like, can you guys make my butt look good? That is a huge one. And of course, like, the waist scapping it is a comfort thing as well, but it's also just a lot of people don't want to wear belts and as an aesthetic choice. So I definitely think, from talking from a woman's perspective and my perspective as well, I would say aesthetic.
Okay. And I'm thinking for unaware, I feel like it's almost
one more comment in here, Joe, because it might help us with the unaware step. I think the unlock that a lot of people don't think about is it's actually just it's not just about size, right? People, when you talk about clothing not fitting, people immediately think, oh, plus size or really petite size. But it's actually about all of your proportions. Proportions across all the different measurements that make you. Your waist to your hips to your thighs. Maybe people have bigger thighs, smaller thighs, to your length of leg, your inseam, to all these, to your total rise, to how you distribute the weight and your front, your abdomen, how long your torso is versus your butt. It's all these proportions that make you, and it's impossible for the industry average off the rack to produce garments for every single proportion out there, right? Which is why there's this fit standard that fits no one. But it's all those proportions that just make you unique and make it why it's so hard to find something that fits you just perfectly.
Okay. Made up something along these lines. Like, there's probably a certain amount of these proportions or decisions that would have to be made. And so then it tells, instead of us just saying it's impossible for any jean brand to make jeans that actually fit you. Like, that's kind of what the unaware stage is. And then once you explain that to somebody, like, that's a true fact, right? Like, that's like, that is really why you exist.
Yep.
And how many proportions do you think there are? Is there a way that we'd ever be able to find that? Like, or do we just say here, it's impossible for any jean brand to make jeans that actually fit you? Is that like, I feel like it could be tighter than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ones that are most important are your waist size, your hip size, your thighs, your inseam, and then
Total
your
rise and front rise.
Total rise and front rise. So 7 different measurements can skew standard, smaller than standard, or bigger than standard. So 3. So 7 times 3, there's like,
Yeah.
at least 21 plus. I mean, really, it's more than that. Combinations of all this stuff, right? And so when you think about these companies having to produce tens of thousands of garments, they can't make it for every single one of those possible combinations.
Yes.
Because then you have size on top of that. These are just the proportion combinations.
Yeah.
You have all the sizes.
Yeah. I think that too is I think that's like notes for content. I think that's like stuff you talk about here. Is like a lot of that stuff. Do you talk about that in content now at all? And like explain that stuff? Or is it
I've definitely made videos before, but they're not like running ads or anything. They're just some videos on our social.
like
but
organic? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan too of organic, just testing and having like regular cadence. And ultimately, what I think the move is it doesn't have to. I think Danny and like you can make your founder videos that are more like here, but then there's unaware stuff. Like you can have a creator that's just talking about gene facts and things and all of this type of stuff. What we actually ended up doing, I think I told Andre, was we hired I had 2 or 3 girls that ran our social that we paid them by the video and organically they made stuff, and then I would coach them every single like 2 to 3 days in Slack. They would give me their concepts that they're doing for the week, and we would just go back and forth, and then we learned which creator liked doing green screens, which ones like doing 10 shots where you just do like a bunch of shots and then you put the caption over, or just 1 shot where you just have the caption over, or vlogs. Like each creator kind of found their style, but they became the faces that were just creating regular content. And in the way that, For You pages now and all of that, it's not like you're more so just creating content to get discovered. And then when something would pop off, we would say, oh yeah, let's run that as an ad. And so I think if you and Andre live down here, really talking about brand or probably here, really talking about brand and hinting on some of these upper things, but then have the team or the creators kind of take care of those. It actually is much more effective than using like an incense or anything like that, because you're working with the same person, you get a feel for it. And to reach different people, you can actually just talk about different things versus having to have different people in the videos. And it's less on sample costs and all that, because especially with our brand.
Is there any benefit to just getting even more niche? Because this is high level, but like, for example, if we want to like get more specific and focus on plus size people, or get more specific and focus on really tall people, or
absolutely. So what we're going to do here, and I should have explained a little more clear, is this becomes the seed of what I'll do. Is I'll create a custom GPT, so we'll call it like the Neems GPT, and then I'll put on there like have you ever made a custom GPT? Either of you? Like okay, so I'll make one and we'll do it here, and it will be for the brand, and it will have these levels of awareness with whatever we end up with at the end. And we'll say use Neems.com, use this format of when we kind of ask you to write a script, it will then do it. It will do it based on this, but for the different avatars we have. And then that's where we get real, like, I want to make content where people go like, they're literally reading my mind. Like, how is this happening? I love that stuff. Like, I love it. It's just about us getting the narrative right. And we'll keep dialing it in here. So right now it's impossible for any jean brand to get your size right. 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit. I feel like that is probably more unaware than anything. Cause like, and I don't know, do we want to say, which one do we like more up here?
I feel like a figure, like a number figure, is pulls people in. I don't know, at least speaking from my perspective, but like when I hear some sort of percentage, I'm like, oh, that's so maybe just because I like stats, but that one pulls me in a bit more. And it kind of makes you ask the question like, oh, I guess like do I settle? Like, do I actually settle? I don't know what you think.
I like that one. I like that. It's like, it's almost like it almost taps into the identity of the person as well. Like this one puts the bottom one puts it on the brand. This one puts it on you to do something about it. I think that's it. I'm going to delete the other one for now. So 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit. Like, oh man, I feel like that's like it's very good. It's like I love that because it's what I always love too is like how do we it's like if you say that's fine, then you're not the person. Like you're not going to care anyways. Like some people don't care. Like yeah, some people don't care about how they look and they're just not the right person. And that's ultimately what I want Unaware to do is someone reads it and goes, so what? I don't care. And it's like, cool, you were never going to buy jeans from us. And you don't even, this isn't even a problem you have because you don't care about any of that. But the people who go, yeah, like I feel like that. Like I literally, they can probably think of whether it's the waist gap or the ankle or whatever it is.
Whatever
this kind of identifies it without getting so specific on it. And then the problem is that this one I want to tighten up. It's real clunky to me right now. It's like it takes 21 brands have to get 21 things right to make your jeans fit right perfectly. Do you say perfectly on your site? Do you use the word perfect or?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Jean brands have to, and I'll say the hardest thing always is to explain it in a way where you know how you could go deeper and share more about it, but just keep it very simple and go like, they have to get 21 things right to make your jeans or for your jeans to fit you perfectly.
What's a good example again? I know we didn't go written here, but what's like a great example of the problem aware statement for another brand? What was it for that toothpaste brand?
So the toothpaste brand I did, I said oral health connected to your whole body health, unaware. Problem aware is I talked about the instead of saying toxic ingredients, I said there's over 21 unexpected ingredients that are also found in soap, candy, and sunscreen. Because I was like, what is the comparison? Like I did a lot of research around those ingredients. I'm like, what things are they in and all of that. And I didn't go as far as saying like fluoride, rat poison, and it's all crazy and doom and gloom. But I was like, hey, these actually are found in other things like sodium lauryl sulfate. And there's all these other things like that.
Got it. So the problem is that those ingredients can be found in many mainstream toothpaste brands. And so the problem that's like a lot of people out there are aware already of that problem, right?
Exactly. Yep. It is absolutely. And so some people are aware of toxic, they'll just say toxic ingredients. And there's people that don't look at, like, we have some of the kids at our co-op, we do like a homeschool co-op. Some of the parents are like, does that have yellow 5? No yellow 5. Like they're very big on no yellow 5. Like even if we're hanging out. And then there's other parents who are like, I don't even know what yellow 5 is. So that's where like with the fit, until right now, I had no idea about all these the 21 different things. Like, I guess I never thought about how jeans are made. And this is what we really want to do is get people thinking about it. So I feel like for the problem for the toothpaste brand, it was toxic ingredients. The problem for us is, I would say, the fit. Obviously, that's like the fit of the jean. And the reason that is because it's the manufacturing process. Like manufacturing isn't at a place yet where it can support that. And so I would say like the problem here, maybe is it that sizing isn't consistent between, we can either go two ways. We say they have to get 21 things right, or we say the way jeans fit change between every brand and year.
Yeah, maybe we start the list here on the right because there's a few different problems, and then we can either mesh them into one or wordsmith one, right?
Yep.
One is exactly what Danny said, which is there is no universal standard. And so what does that mean? That means it varies between brands, and it even varies within a brand. The problem is that there's no universal standard in sizing or in fit. The second problem is, and I don't know how to package this up to something punchy, but the second problem is because you are a combination of these 7 different proportions, for something to fit right, it has to fit you right across all of those 7 proportions. And so doing that, it's impossible, not because it's impossible for brands to get it right, but because one brand, imagine every single style of jeans in every wash having to be made in 350 different sizes.
It's mathematically impossible for jeans to fit you right. It's like that's kind of is that true, or is it because of or it's impossible for jeans to fit you right?
It's impossible for it's impossible for off the rack jeans to
perfectly fit your proportions, or
to be made to every proportion out there.
Yeah.
It's obviously not possible to manufacture because we do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's the fact that
the current way that things are sold is not designed to do that. And maybe we even go up another level, is like, the problem is that most brands don't just sell jeans, so they kind of have to mass produce it. Is it that they're mass produced and that because they're mass produced, they can't do this? And then that could even speak to our story of being like small batch made, that type of thing. I don't know if we say small batch, but like, yeah,
it's exactly because it's mass produced, right? Ours are made to order.
And I feel like mass produce is the almost like enemy in this story.
Right. Mass produced, rack, standard sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so how would I say that? That's
I mean,
the mass production of jeans has made it almost impossible for them to fit you perfectly. And like that way we don't go into the 21 different things and all of that. Like I want to keep it like a sound bite of like,
it's impossible for mass produced jeans to fit you right. It's impossible for mass produced jeans
perfectly. Can we say perfectly, or because I feel like perfectly is like, no, nothing can. It's like, well, this actually can.
Right.
So like that's more the thing. Like, and I want to say the 21 things, but also I'm like, I know that it's just, this is so much easier, like as a handle to hold on to and go, all right, 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit. And we get it. It's impossible for mass produced jeans to fit you perfectly. And then if you have more time, you can drill into what that is and all of that stuff. But then you go into the solution is the only way to have jeans that fit you perfectly is to have them made just for you. And that's where custom jeans are introduced. Like this is the custom jeans solution.
What if problem aware, because without the reason why, it still doesn't connect the dots of why mass produced jeans can't fit you perfectly.
Yep.
So it's
I see.
For jeans to fit you perfectly, they have we'll distill this. But for jeans to fit you perfectly, they have to take into account your 9 proportions, and it's impossible for mass produced jeans to do that.
Yeah. Is it 20? Was it 21 different variation or like
it's 9 different proportions. It's 9 different proportions times what it could be times the size becomes a very big number. But
with up to 10 options for each, is that like, would we say that, or would we just say your 9 proportions? Because I do want people to understand, because if it's 9 is just on, say, for the inseam, right? Like say that's 1 proportion. How many options of inseam do there end up being? And like, I guess of the proportions, which has the highest? That's what I'm wondering.
It's actually it's infinite. It's infinite number of combinations. It's literally infinite.
Okay.
Right, because how do we explain this?
I know, this is good. This is
unraveling something good, which is like,
I know.
It's not to explain.
Yeah.
Right, but because people could be just the inseam. People could be a 26, 27, a 28, a 29, a 30, a 31, a 32. We've gotten all the way up to a 44-inch inseam.
Right.
Okay.
The lowest we've gotten is probably a 22-inch
20,
inseam.
21, yeah.
21-inch inseam.
Yeah.
So just an inseam.
Yeah.
There's the 21 to 44 is the gamut we've covered.
Right.
So there's 21 jumps just for the inseam.
But even within that, there's half
inch.
There's 30.5, there's 30.25, there's like literally any, there's infinite. So
yeah.
What I mean by the 9 proportions is not what they could be, but it's your waist with your hips, with your
okay.
your calf, with your ankle, with your inseam,
okay,
and your front rise and your butt, your back rise.
Okay, I see now. So your 9 proportions are like your 9 points, and then across those 9 points, yours may be it's not even about like there's 10 in each, so we multiply 9 times this. It's like no, this is like algebraic at this point. It's like we start looking at like okay, you can have A and C and A and D and this. It's like, oh man, it's
infinite. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of combinations.
Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And I'll distill it down, but
yes,
make up thousands of combinations, of fit combinations, I'll call them.
Combinations. And it is impossible to do that mass produced. So the only way to do that is custom and made to order.
It's now I will say this is impossible because that is impossible. Like they couldn't mass produce it at that. Like that is an impossibility. Like they couldn't. Yeah. This is so, man, I didn't realize this even when we worked on stuff together. Like before, I was not aware of this level of like, it's a big problem. This is a serious problem. Like it's impossible. Like there's no, like if you don't get them made for you, they don't actually fit you and you're just settling.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Man, Stop Settling should be a series. I mean, I don't know what it would be yet, but I think that's like and I feel like that fits our person too. I don't know her too well, but I feel like, I don't know, even like my wife's very big on certain stuff. She's like, I won't buy stuff that I know isn't great. Like she's like, I shop at Cezanne, I buy things that I'm gonna like keep, and like it's just like everything matters. And I'm just not that person. I'm like, I could like go to Goodwill and just be fine forever. And she's like, no, like,
like your wife.
Yeah. Oh man,
I won't buy something if I haven't done research on it.
Oh yeah. Do you watch Dearly Bethany? You know who that is?
No.
Oh, she's like a YouTuber, but she watches. She was like the person. I don't know if I ever brought her up, but my wife was like, she is like the person who'd be perfect for Neems. This is who I think of when I think of Neems. Yeah, she is amazing. She has a course on everything and all this, and she does a lot of stuff with brands, but her content is great. Like it's all about like just outfits and all of that. So, but I feel like that's our person. That's who I'm thinking of here is like her.
Great.
So
thank you. Put her name down.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible for mass produced jeans to fit you perfectly. And I like that because we're not attacking one brand. Like I never really want to come off as like we're trying to attack everybody in the industry, but like just pointing out problems and then telling compelling stories that inspire people to go, I'm gonna do something about this, and then make it super easy. Like that's ultimately what I feel like is the source of like good content. To fit you perfectly. And they'd have to since they'd have to take your 9 unique proportions, or no, they can make up an infinite amount. Is it an infinite or is it thousands?
Depending on how technical you want to get, it can be infinite, but if you do more discrete sizes, it's thousands of combinations.
Yeah, which can make up I'll just say an infinite, because it's like I feel like that's, at what point are we I feel like the word infinite just that you can't make up. So it's impossible for mass-produced jeans to fit you perfectly, since they'd have to take your 9 proportions that can make up infinite combinations into account.
Infinite fit combinations, I think. Right?
Yes.
Infinite fit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a very strong one. It feels long to me still, but at the same time, this is great for, like, we'll see when we write scripts, right? Like once we have this, we'll just put a raw one into GPT and just see how it does. But it's going to be much more compelling. And then I'll make the custom GPT for us. And then even the pre-sale page, like, I think this is we'll look and see. I think you have a pre-sale page now. I'm not sure. I think you may. But this is where I love using this copy, because then you go, oh, this is the headline. Why 99 or why 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit? And it's just like, that's what it is. And you're like, oh, this is the article is about that now.
Yeah, just hooks you in.
It just hooks you in.
You get to color the narrative of your own experience and perception on what that means to you.
Oh yeah. And even content, it's like even asking people in public, like, things about, or asking them different facts or things about jeans, I think could be interesting, like public stuff. But solution now, so custom jeans. And it's funny, when we did marketing, or when we worked together in the past, like, we talked about messaging. I feel like we started a lot with custom jeans. Like, this is kind of where we were starting messaging. And I think a lot of brands start here because marketing targeting starts here, Google ads start here, like even Meta stuff, you start here. And like, we make custom jeans. And so I'm really excited to be able to craft this upper stuff, and you could hit anybody there. And then the people who raise their hand and go, I'm interested, you're like, all right, come in. And then we talk about custom jeans. So is custom jeans, what would we say here is like,
I mean, the solution to the problem is that the only way you can do, since you can't mass produce it, it's literally impossible. The only way you can do it is if it's custom designed and made to order. Made to order means it's made after you order. We're not pulling anything off of a inventory rack from our 3PL and shipping it to you. It's made after you order. That's the only way you can do it, right?
Yeah. The only way to actually get a perfect fit is the custom jeans made to fit you, basically. I mean,
yeah.
If they were custom made for you,
we can take it back to your unique proportions. Like,
yeah, I think it's something I want to use. That I always put like a hook above of just like, when people are like, what do you do? It's like, well, we're a company with zero, and we're a jean company that holds no inventory. Let us explain. And then you can kind of start talking about it. I feel like that's always a good hook, where it's something that's like intriguing, versus if you start here, it feels like you're going to sell somebody something, where you go, that 99, it's like, yeah, you feel like a salesperson. And so then the person's sales reflex goes up. It's like, if you're at a party, you're just like, yeah, what do you do for a living? It's like, yeah, we're a jean company with zero inventory. Like, I could explain, but yeah, that's pretty much what I do. It's like that's a much more intriguing way. I always like to like romance it from the top down. So it's now we say the only way to get perfectly fitting jeans is to have them custom or made to order and custom designed. Is that how you say it?
Exactly.
Is to have them made to order. Let me explain what that means. So I want to make sure I understand. So they are made to order, which means the sizes were taken from you, and custom designed. Are those two different things?
Yeah, but I think this wording is a bit confusing for anyone that doesn't know, like,
do you want to explain
what custom jeans? So yeah, made to order, meaning that, like Andre said, we don't like pull it off of a rack, and custom designed, meaning that they design their own jeans. So for their jeans, they select the style they want, the rise they want, the color, and all of that. But since we haven't even talked about that yet, a little bit worried that people would be like, it's a little bit wordy, like maybe, and then even including them is to have them made to you. Like, I think would be just an idea. I don't know.
I didn't even think about what you said. I think about custom designed as different. I think of custom designed as,
oh, there you go.
Literally our pattern makers are custom designing your jeans, like your
Ah,
based on your 9 proportions.
No, yeah. But I think the
okay.
average person that doesn't even know what a pattern maker is or none of that, like just seeing this for the first time might be a little bit
Yeah, I don't know what a pattern maker is. Is that the person making the jeans?
yeah, designing them to your measurements. Yeah,
Okay. Are
digitally.
we, as a unaware and unsolution aware person, now that I'm like reading it, I would say that if we just say custom made or custom jeans, the only way to get perfect is to have them custom made. Now, does custom made feel like when we say we're engraving something or it's custom made, and like, does that have a negative connotation using custom made, or in, I don't know. I don't love it.
I'd love your point of view because
Yeah.
we've thrown the
It
word
feels like
custom made.
trophies to me. It feels like oh, it's like custom made. It feels expensive is what it feels like. It feels expensive. It feels like tailored. It feels like it's only for people who go to the dry cleaners. It's like only that's what I'm as a outside person, and I often think my marketing side just comes from judging people, and I'm like I'm just judging the world in a certain way. But I feel like that's what it is the only
What
yeah
about like have them literally made to your measurements, or like to have
yeah
them, to not use the word custom?
Yeah, and that's my opinion of custom. I'm not saying that's a bad word, and I feel like that's what people look up. But I'm just saying that's how I feel. I'm just trying to say if there's a way we can make it, because people that feels a little better, because people that's what they say when they do. I remember when we were running ads, it was like custom made jeans was like the thing people looked up. Yeah, even
Fair.
yeah, I don't have credits over here anymore, but like men's custom made jeans, like people are looking up custom jeans. Like that is the word.
Right.
Yeah.
Custom.
Well, yes and no, actually. Not for our unaware funnel, actually. Very. So here's the really interesting thing. You saw men came up top because only men know that custom made garments are a thing. Men
Ah,
are There's more brands out there, Indochino, Suit Supply, etc.
Right.
yeah.
Men are getting things custom tailored for them, suits, etc.
Right.
The broad market and women are very unaware about custom garments, literally custom made for you. But our customers, as I said earlier, are 90% women because we're educating them that that is a possibility for you. It is a real
Okay.
possibility, and we do it.
I think then solution aware is if we say it like this, it feels a little more nice on the brand side. I don't even know if that's making sense, but like I just feel better. It's like the only way to get perfectly fitting jeans is to have them made just for you. And I feel like just for you is really nice at the end there.
Yes. Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah. And then we get product aware is where we talk about that they're custom made, and we talk about, I don't even know if we talk about pattern makers yet, but like this is where we get into that. So Neems jeans are custom made. How did you messaged it here as well?
I think we're
oh no,
more
it wasn't that one. Custom made jeans made to fit your body for a perfect fit. Oh, that's it. Like, can we use that one? Like do you both like that one? Because that feels like it explains so much of what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's straightforward and not
Yeah.
wordy, and then people understand what that is for sure.
Yeah, that's like very clear. And then I think when people have questions, obviously you have it on the product page and all of that, where there's like more pieces around what does that mean? What is custom designed? Like those are pieces of content, I think. Like those begin to be like, what does custom design mean? What does custom made mean? What does a pattern maker? Like those are each individual pieces. You know how like in email there should always be one call to action? Same with I think a brand. I think a lot of brands try to put everything in like the story, and it's so confusing and so much to remember that either people either blank out, or because they have the option to just leave the room in the middle of the presentation, they just walk out, and it's just a lot to carry. So I'm trying to make it to where it's just like, tell me more about these Neems. Like, I just want to know about this. So most aware is usually where we put in the offer. So one thing before we go there, I want to tie together like this, because I think people settling and the word stop settling is kind of like what we should tie in down here. And I would say like stop settling. Today's a great day to stop settling for jeans that don't fit. And then it goes into what the offer is. Or I would even just say stop settling for jeans that don't fit. I don't love how like straightforward that is, where it's like I want it to be a little softer, but I do want to kind of tie it in, just because before we give an offer, I always like to like remind them of like, yeah, remember we're not settling for that anymore, because you don't have to.
It's time to stop settling.
Yes.
Make it a little bit. I agree. Stop settling like sounds a little bit like a command.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little too much. Yeah. I feel like almost saying like Neems is the easiest way to stop settling for jeans that don't fit. And or we could do it's time. We'll say, and then what's the offer? Do you have like an evergreen offer you do? Is it, I saw you had like a free tote bag, I think, somewhere outside of BFCM.
For BFCM, yeah. So we're always testing offers.
Okay.
Right now, the next offer we're going to test is combination of 15%. It's a 3-pillar offer.
Yep.
And I'm realizing on this conversation that this is a lot more for people that don't think about this every day. It's a lot more complex, and you got to simplify it down. But we do 15% off your order.
Yep.
And a free tote bag with your order, and then it's 100% risk-free. If they don't fit, we'll remake them for free. And if they don't fit, we'll remake it for free. And if you're not convinced, we'll refund you 100%, no questions asked.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So 15% off your first pair plus free tote bag. And risk free. What's the tote bag value?
We sell them for $60.
Oh wow. That's big. I didn't know that. I think I saw it on the site, but I didn't realize that was the value either.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're not like cheap promotional product tote bags. They're made from like checkered thick denim.
Like when I saw it, I don't know if it was on the pop-up or where, like that should be, yeah, that definitely needs to be shown. The tote bag is very nice. Free checkered jean tote bag. All right, perfect. So I think we're like 90% of the way. So we're a jean company with zero inventory. Let us explain. 99% of people settle for jeans that don't fit. It's impossible for mass-produced jeans to fit you perfectly, since they'd have to take your 9 proportions that can make up your infinite fit combinations into account. That one we're going to finesse a little bit here in a second, but the only way to get perfectly fitting jeans is to have them made just for you. Neems makes custom jeans made to your body for a perfect fit. It's time to stop settling for jeans that don't fit. And then the offer, order today, get 15% off your first pair plus a free checker jean tote bag, and 100% risk-free guarantee. So I like it. This feels like it's the same thing as this. So I think that's where we'll just finesse those 2 points.
Exactly.
And this is the work of messaging. I think a lot of times it's like we're trying to figure out what to say is what people think messaging is. But I think as I've done these, it's more about figure out like what we leave in and everything else must go. And so that it's just like a couple 1-sentence things would be the goal. So this one here is a lot. What we're trying to say is mass-produced jean brands. It's impossible for mass-produced jean brands or mass-produced jeans to fit you perfectly, since you have, I would say, like, since we all have 9 proportions that
make up, or
that make
maybe we don't need the into account, like that can make up an infinite number of fit combinations.
Yep. It's impossible for mass-produced jeans to fit you perfectly. What if we said because we all have 9 proportions that can make up infinite combinations of genes make up infinite fit combinations, it's impossible for mass-produced genes to fit you perfectly. I think that's how we have to do it. And we all have 9 proportions. 9 would it be gene proportions?
Body proportions.
Oh, body proportions. Body proportions that make up infinite fit combinations.
That make up infinite fit combinations.
Which is why it's impossible for mass genes to fit you perfectly. So that's kind of like stating the real problem is our body proportions, and then it goes into manufacturing. So it's the uniqueness of the human body every body is unique, and then it's manufacturing practices haven't caught up with that. We're not saying that is the story, but is that like that's the right order of the problem?
So it's your body has 9 key proportions which make up infinite fit. Your body has 9 key proportions which make up infinite of fit combinations.
Which I think that's fine. Which make up.
Yeah. So this is
later there. Yeah.
Your body has 9 key proportions that make up infinite fit combinations. Yeah.
And we can
say
after
that make for infinite fit combinations.
Maybe break it up and say this is why it's impossible for to break it up a little bit.
Why it's impossible.
Yeah. Your body make up for infinite fit combinations. Why it's possible for mass producing. I like that.
I like it. I don't know why. There's something about just like writing it in a way that's super easy to understand that I just love. And then when you use AI, it's great. And then I would train the GPT, and I would have our customer support team. Do you all use Gorgeous?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have the customer support team use this to answer questions. We also use a tool called Brandwise. Have you heard of that before? It's like it does comments. It's really good. It's like $30 a month, but it's not bad at all. And it literally does like AI customer support, but it handles all the comments. You can auto flag things, it can auto reply, but you can train that AI with this, and it does a decent job. And so that's how we never miss like any of the comments and stuff, especially on ads. It's nice to pull them all in there.
Yeah.
All right. So then this is where I feel like there's a little traffic jam between like get perfectly fitting jeans, have them made for you. Then we say Neems makes custom jeans. It's like, it feels very repetitive. So,
hey Joe, sorry, quick thing here. Yeah. And I feel so bad for this. Any way, I know we're filming this for content, but any way that we can regroup? I've got an
absolutely
event that I do have to make it to.
Absolutely. Let's land it. And oh man, I didn't realize we were so far over time. Sorry about that.
No, this is really good stuff.
No, we can land it here. What we'll do on the next session is we can finalize this and then go into doing like the organic side of the strategy. That way you have, and I'll do the GPT from now to then, so that way it's all set up. And then we can just tweak this last piece here, which would be in red. But I'll send an email and we'll regroup.
This is amazing.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
Really exciting.
Yeah. Pumped to be able to use this in the wild. All right. Take care.
Oh, take care.
Bye.